Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. We got Big Daddy over here. Today's video is going to be taking off the trunk, and really what we're doing is getting into where we want to replace the battery. Oh, and this is a 2018? 2018 Roadmaster. Beautiful bike. It's got everything done to it. Perfect for touring.
The first step is remove that side cover right there underneath on the side. So go ahead and remove that.
The tricky part is, we started a little bit, but the tricky part is there's a strap back here that you can kind of see that you just got to be careful when you're pulling this guy off. You just have to kind of take your time and
work your way through that. It kind of gets held up. You can see right here, if you can pull it down just a little bit and out a little bit towards him, it's going to come. There we go. You can see right there, it's almost off. There it goes.
There we go. So basically you got these guys here. These guys are, popped into here. So you're trying to pull this off and then get it forward. Your saddlebag lock, this guy, and it's got a little piece that you pull out and up like that, and that's all there is to it. There's this little tab right here that's catching. Probably don't want to do it exactly how I did it. Grab onto the blue part and then just pull this out and pull it up, and you can pull it right out. Now we can take the saddlebag off.
And to do that, it's real simple.
Oh yeah. Here.
Just start by opening the saddlebag. These right here are your quick disconnects. Just go ahead and flip these up. Go ahead and flip that one up.
Now, you might have bolts. You might have screws that have an Allen head drive, but basically you're doing the same thing. You just need to make sure that you're disconnecting your bag. And this one just comes off. Literally, it is that simple. So anyway, you pull this guy. Be careful when you're pulling on it. You can start at the bottom and pull up, kind of up and out. And then there's another one right here that you pull.
And again, you're just working your way. There you go.
So you got these three spots. Those are, sitting right here and here.
And back here.
We were trying to figure out how to get this connector apart, but basically you want to pinch this part back here, and it's going to lift a little tab there. And see, it comes apart like that. And then the same thing with this bag. You pull these guys up. You might have screws that you might have to do, but basically you just pull it up. Make sure your cable's not caught on anything. And it literally just lifts right off like, and you want to empty your bags, empty all the stuff out. And then right here you have that screw. This is that anti-theft screw. It looks like it's a 4mm. Oh man, that sucker's loose, brother. Oh, okay, there we go. It might be a 4mm, just check it, but we think it's a 4mm. And once you get this baby out, and there might be one on the other side like we were saying, now you can, with these two, one on each side, lift those up, and we'll disconnect the cable underneath there first.
Oh yeah, right under here you have a cable that we're going to disconnect.
I think it pinches and pulls apart. Yeah. So what you try and do, that guy there is what you, here might be tilted, like you got it?
Yep.
I think that guy right there, you take this and pinch it, and as you're pinching it, you pull the two apart. So now your trunk is now disconnected from the bike electrically. What you do is you just pull those up like that, and then you're pulling up so you get it off the pins, and then you pull back. Yep, just like that.
And it's not like
It's a very heavy, you want to have, it's helpful if you have someone that can give you a hand, because it is a heavy, heavy thing.
Yes.
There you go. Here's that connector that I was telling you about. And you pinch the other side and you pull this apart. And this is the bracket. So when you put this back on, basically, you want it to kind of be like this, protected and held in place by this bracket, so that this connector doesn't rub on your fender paint later. You need to get that guy off. What size was it?
I'm not sure.
Maybe a 5 or a 6?
Yeah, one up from the hole that was in the thing.
All
so
right.
Maybe a 5.
Yeah, either a 5 or 6 millimeter for that guy. And then just to show you guys, there's a rubber
Piece right there.
Yeah, that.
And then you have that washer.
Yeah, the rubber piece goes in between. So later on when you put your seat back on, this bracket isn't right against your paint. So you want to make sure you keep that rubber piece. And then the normal washer sits on top of this. Okay, and then the next thing, there's a couple bolts hidden right in there that help hold your seat on. I think that's a 6 millimeter.
Yes.
There's one on each side. It's good just to have a metric set of Allen wrenches anyway for this bike.
For an American-made bike.
Yep, just like that. And there's a cable with a connector maybe on the other side.
Over here, yeah.
You want me to hold that up so you can do it?
There you go. You get it?
There you go. Yeah, I got it. I'm holding it for you. There's a connector. It's probably not the best lighting.
Here.
Is that the same kind of deal? You pinch it and...
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait a second. The hell is this?
Is that a second one?
Yeah.
That one's for your heat. I think the big one was for your trunk.
Uh-oh.
You want me to try that one?
Yeah, shouldn't that?
You should pinch on one side.
There.
There you go.
Okay. And that takes that off.
And that seat's heavy too.
Okay.
And just to give you, I know that it was kind of dark in there, but to give you, here's the connector. That guy right there is what you want to disconnect. And then here's the other side. So you're just trying to get those two apart. Quickly, there's one screw back here. And what we're doing is we're getting into where the battery is. So there's one screw in the back. Make sure you don't drop it down into the bike. But the screw is just right back in here.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it right there. And then now you tip that up.
Wait a second.
You got to pull it, I think, back a little bit, isn't it, brother? To undo. There's like the little clips or something that. There. There's little.
I thought he said move it forward to get it.
A little more. That's hitting this there. Okay, now. There you go. Give it a little bit. Oh, you had it. I'm going to move this over. A little more. Well, you're so close. There. Now up.
There we go.
So basically you got...
Do not remove any of this stuff. Leave it all intact.
Yeah, that's your VCM. Don't undo anything. Be gentle with the cables. But basically these little tabs are sitting in these little notches, these little slots right there. So what you need to do is you're trying to push it forward. After you take that screw out, then you push the whole VCM forward, and then you can get it to lay out like that. And that's your battery right there.
Okay.
And then, you know, before you start, make sure your VCM is out of the way and don't let it touch the positive side of the battery. But you want to start out with taking your negative terminal off. And you can move that cable out of the way, tuck it away. And then you
down there.
Yeah. There you go, and that's your positive. Now that's out of the way. And then just to keep the screws from getting lost, you could thread them back into your battery. But anyway, it should lift right out. You might have to push cables out of the way a little bit, but it's pretty snug in there.
Oh yeah, it is.
You have a strong grip too.
Holy shit.
It's a heavy battery.
And it's snug in there. It ain't moving around.
Yeah. And then also you want to look in there and just make sure that, you know, there's no damage to anything, that nothing's broken or, you know, not doing good. But let's see that beast, man.
I didn't know what year it was and everything.
It's probably somewhere on the top. Don't they mark it? On the side somewhere?
Somewhere.
I thought they write a year that's stamped or somewhere.
Yeah, right? That's what I thought too.
Well, if you guys out there in motorcycle land know, maybe it's on the bottom?
Right? Nope.
But if you're doing this, all you need to do is put your battery in so the negative terminal is to this side. And then you want to do your positive connection first and then your negative. And it's also a good idea to use that dielectric grease when you're doing your connections to make sure that you don't have any corrosion or anything, you know, down the road. Make sure your new battery's in good shape too. Make sure it's not damaged. You don't want to put a battery in here that's got damage to it. So once you get all of that back together, once you get your battery dropped in, you go positive first, then negative. Well, anyway, guys, that's all there is to it. You have to do all that work just to get to that dang battery. So anyway, just to recap, you know, start out with taking your saddlebags off, and then you can move to your trunk, and then you can move to your seat, and then the VCM, and then you can get to the battery.